Welcome in to the Casual Chaos Live podcast. I am your host, Jay Ash, and I'm joined, as always, by Jeff and Bubba. What is up, fellas?
Not much, man. How you doing, Bubba?
Great, doing great. Glad to be here. Watching a little USF basketball right now.
Oh, yeah? How are they doing?
They're down 36-45 they're up, 45-36 to UAB, at UAB.
There you go.
All right, the score was inverted. So we got that technical difficulty switched up. Bubba's here, back with a full beard. I got about a 7:30 shadow going on my face. Jeff looks clean shaven. So I think we have a quorum and we're ready to get potting. So everybody having a good week? It's Thursday night. It's 8:10. Everybody feeling good?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Great.
It was 50 degrees here today, which was fantastic. But I'm getting ready for a foot of snow on Sunday, which I am not happy about.
Yeah, I know this is a sports gambling podcast, but what's this like freak storm everybody's talking about? I hear one thing, I hear another. Is it going to be bad like in some parts of the country? Pretty shitty?
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, the whole basically the whole
East Coast.
From like Georgia up is supposed to get snow.
I saw like a lot of flights were already delayed and canceled and shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the UConn women were supposed to play on Sunday. They already moved that game to Saturday. You know what I mean? So everybody's trying to. It was funny because as of yesterday, and this isn't a weather broadcast, so we'll make this quick. But as of yesterday, you have the two weather models, right? The European model was saying we were going to get hammered, and the other model was saying that the storm was actually going to go south of us, like basically miss us and go out to sea. You know. So, but now, as of today, both models are agreeing that we're going to get hammered. So
we got no snow down here in Florida. So
yeah, lucky you.
Is the European model good looking?
You used that joke before, man. I don't know if you could.
Just want to see if anybody's paying attention. Yeah, we've got friends of the pod in the Carolinas that are hunkering down, and they're getting, unfortunately, because this is a gambling podcast, they're getting some fucked up odds all over the place. It's like it's going to hit hard. It's not going to hit. They could get 7 inches of snow. They can get 0. It might rain. It might be sleet. It might, they're all over the place.
I'm taking over 7 inches. No, that's if we're going to bet.
That's a lot. That's a lot in South Carolina. Oof.
I mean, do I have to make the "that's what she said" joke? But there you go. The crazy thing is, Bubba, is that and people who are listening to this that aren't from the Northeast, Philadelphia doesn't really get a lot of snow. I mean, so this storm is, despite what people generally think, they think Philadelphia, they think Northeast, you must get crushed. We don't. So this storm sucks. I'm not looking forward to it at all. So yeah. Anyway, all right, college football, right?
Let's talk football. I mean, unless you want to talk about Hilton Catterley one more time. So. That's definitely a Northeast reference. So, all right, let's go. The college football championship happened multiple days ago. As you know, we are a late to the party broadcast. That's how we like to do things around here. So let's chop it up a little bit. Did the right team win? Or I got a better way to start. We had producer Tyler on the ground, tried to get some airtime on the field for us, was denied access. I don't know why his credentials didn't work. But let's hear from him firsthand how that building was. Producer Tyler.
Yeah, it was awesome, to be honest with you. I was actually pretty surprised, and I don't know how it obviously came across the broadcast, and there was definitely a ton of Indiana fans, and when they did their Hoosiers, it was loud. I was actually, because of how much people were saying it was going to be an Indiana home game, it was felt split to me when I was just in a Miami section, but that second half, the first half, Miami fans didn't have much to cheer about in the game, so it was pretty much on the Indiana side. But the second half, it was getting loud in there. Like, it felt like a Miami home game that there was obviously a good contingency of Indiana fans at, but it was a awesome environment to be in. Walked into the game, walking into the stadium, literally Greg Olson bumps like right by me. Like, the fact that he was walking into Gen Pop is kind of crazy to me. Right. Like, why isn't he on the field already?
Helicoptered in.
Yeah, like we had the ability to stay at actually the team hotel down in South Beach, and I pull in to valet, and first guy I see literally in the car in front of me get out of the car is Andre Johnson, who, by the
Oh
way,
wow.
is a large gentleman. Oh my God, what a fucking specimen.
Big man crush.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was like trying to I was so close to him I couldn't even take a picture without him clearly seeing me take a picture of him. But
Couldn't fit
it
him in
was
the frame.
no. It was an awesome environment though, man. Just to be in the building for it was pretty electric when both teams came out. It was awesome. I have some videos obviously, but man, I really thought Miami was still going to win the game, even when Indiana scored late. When we got the ball, I thought Miami was going to go down and just do some kind of crazy shit and somebody break loose and make the play to win the game. I just felt like that was going to happen. And
They were close.
unfortunately, Beck underthrows it. Guy makes a play, catches it, game over. But awesome environment. I don't know how it came across on TV, obviously, but it was awesome.
Yeah, no, the crowd was great. I mean, it did seem very much pro Indiana, but it was loud. The crowd was loud. The crowd was great. So I'm glad to hear you had a good time, man. I mean,
It was a great game too.
Yeah.
A good game. I
well,
thought that
it was
was
a great second half. It was a great
First
second
half kind of sucked, but
yeah.
both teams just couldn't get a third down really in the first half at all. There was like 2 third down conversions in the first half. It was ugly.
As somebody who was hoping Indiana was going to cover the spread, we'll get to that later. I was very annoyed with how conservative they got once they went up 10-0. I mean, Ash will tell you, I was texting him. I mean, even right before halftime, I mean, they let Miami run the clock down before they.
Why'd they not go? Yeah, why'd they not try to?
It made no. I mean, it made no sense. They got very conservative. In the third quarter, they were basically playing right into Miami's defense's hand. They were running the ball up the middle on first down for no gain, and then they were letting Miami's edge rushers just pin their ears back and come after them on second and third down. Like I just didn't understand what they were doing, for a large portion of that game. But look, ultimately they won. They were the best team in the country all year, so the fact that they won the game, I think, is good for college football, and it's even better just because it's Indiana, right? I mean, every team in the country now thinks, "Hey, we can do this too." I'm not exactly sure that's true, but at least they think it. So, yeah. What do you guys think? What were your thoughts about the game?
I want to know, Tyler, did you have eyes on number 87 after just fucking laid the guy to block the?
Obviously, hard to tell when you're on the field or when you're in the stands and shit. But like, I literally, me and my friend I was sitting with, I was like, just get the punt off, like just get it off, and then like it was like silence in our section. There's a couple Indiana fans in our, but like just
horrible effort. I mean, I hate to say you hate to pin it on one play because right, you never know what happens. Man, he may throw a pick six back, but the ending score, that touchdown was a difference.
So touchdown, missed field goal. Touchdown, missed field goal. It's literally the difference in the game, right?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, so he took way. They even talked about this during the game. He took way too long to punt that ball. Number one, everybody's concentrating on that. Bubba, the guy Bubba's talking about. But and I can't. This is one thing I can't. I have no experience in this because I've never been on a punt team that was doing that, like that formation where they have like the 3 up backs back there.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But I have listened to people talk about that, and they basically said, despite what it looks like, the guy was actually doing what he was supposed to do.
I think when you have 3 like that, they're like forming a pocket for the punter to punt.
He's not supposed
to. But that guy runs outside.
Yeah. It's like the rugby style didn't really help him there. Like you ran towards where they're trying to force people to go almost. So it's like I think everyone just did the wrong thing there.
Yeah. I mean, and again, I think how long it took him to actually punt the ball was the biggest factor and all that, So, but that was a huge play. I mean, because again, Indiana wasn't doing anything in the second half, before that. So that was an enormous play, and it put the lead back up to 10, which was obviously huge for them. So,
yeah. I was happy. I had Miami with the points. I got it right before the game started, so it was 7, I think. 7.5, maybe. I think it was 7, and I got lucky. 1 point. covered. So
Yeah. You snuck it in there. I mean, the best thing you could say about Indiana, and again, Jay will tell you, I bitch all the time about how bad the fundamentals are in college football these days, in football period, but in college football especially the tackling. And I'll tell you, Indiana, from a fundamental standpoint, they're as good as I've seen in a long, long time. I mean, you watch those guys tackle, man, form tackles all over the place. You know,
they're
what I mean?
making solo. They're making solo tackles that other teams aren't making.
Yeah, it's like, it's no just drop your shoulder and bump into the guy and hope he falls down. I mean, there's none of that with Indiana. You know what I mean? So in that respect, it was a pleasure to watch. And like I said, I think the right team won. So
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, gambling wise, I had a future on them, so I obviously did not mind the outcome whatsoever. Didn't hedge, didn't fuck around, didn't place anything else, didn't fool around with props, didn't try to middle it out or anything along those lines. So just let the ticket ride, which is nice. I think all aspects of the game, they all matter, right? So you could say the block punt was the difference in the game. You could also say if there isn't a 70-yard touchdown run by Miami, they might get shut out, right? So, or not shut out, but they're not scoring touchdowns, right? It changed the momentum of the game. That's what big plays. Yeah, that's what big plays do. And we saw a good football team. We had Garbs was on our text thread, and he was I just want to see him fight for 4 quarters, and I think they did. They did. I think the running back fought for 4 quarters and threw a punch after the game. So that's that's really
that counts. That's 5 quarters.
It's commitment. So, but we've talked about again in our no one listens to our show for our amazing prowess in breaking down film or anything along those lines. But we said it multiple times. The best coach in the country was on the Indiana sideline, and I don't know if you could feel it in the stadium, Tyler, but doesn't seem like a huge deal, but thinking about that field goal, calling a timeout, realizing I've got the Heisman Trophy winner, we have a play just for this moment. That's what we're going to do. Most coaches just kick the field goal there, right? They play it safe. They do what they do. They don't take the timeout because you're not supposed to use the timeout in that situation. I thought it was good coaching. I thought it was calculated, and he got the right outcome. Obviously, it's a whole different conversation if the kid gets stuffed. But I think that to me is the difference between a great coach and a good coach and a bad coach.
So I was gonna say the funny thing is I heard Mendoza talk about that play. They thought that Miami was going to be in like the Tampa 2, basically. That's what they thought they were going to be in, which is why they were running that QB draw. And when they came up to the line of scrimmage, they weren't in that. They were in more of like a hybrid defense. So he was like, "What the fuck am I?" He was like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do here?" He didn't want to call another timeout, obviously. You know what I mean? So,
but they ran it to the other side. He ran it to the other side.
Yeah, and to your point about coaching, I think the defensive coordinator came out for Miami after the game and said he felt awful after because everyone on the sidelines knew what play they were running because it's the same play that Notre Dame pretty much ran on them in week 1 on like a 4th down, very similar situation. And he was like, we knew the play. We just should have called timeout to tell them, like, this is what, could be potentially coming down the line here. So to your point, the only thing I thought was weird by Sig, and not weird might not be the right word, but when they didn't go for it in the last possession of the game, like they get that first down, they pretty much ice that game. They kick the field goal. It doesn't matter. They get the pick and they win, but they only went up 6. So you were up 3. Now, yes, they make, you force a touchdown has to beat you, but a touchdown beats you. Like a touchdown just beats you. I thought that was weird. Like keep the pedal down and go for it. It's only 4th and 4. You get it. The game's over. And you did give Miami a chance. Now it was it's a long shot, but you could have lost that game in regulation.
Yeah, no, but I think that goes back to old school thinking. He's 64 years old, and he knows he has one of the best defenses in the country, if not the best defense in the country. And he's basically saying, "Hey, if we go up by 6, I'm betting that we're not giving up a touchdown here in these final 2 minutes or whatever."
And without calling him out by name in a press conference or something like that, I think he would say, "I don't think Carson Beck is going to go 70 yards to beat me." Correct.
It was more of like when I was sitting there in the stand, I'm like, Tony and Fletcher were just fantastic. It seemed like, I mean, they both had over 120 yards. You would think if you're a Miami fan, you look at the stats, you go, we probably win this game. If you just looked at the box score, You held Mendoza under 200 yards. He didn't throw a touchdown, I don't think. You had your two best players went for 120 apiece. You threw a pick in the last possession of the game, but like you look at the box score outside of the special teams, you probably go, "Fuck, how did we not win this game?"
Sure,
but so just tough.
it goes back to coaching. That last pick was a coach. That pick goes to the coaches. Again, another strategic timeout and purposely disguise the coverage and have the safety float over the top and the corner lag behind. I mean, they baited him into that throw.
Yeah, but it's the same play as the Alabama throw. He just made a bad throw. I mean, he underthrew the throw ball. If he throws that ball to the corner, that he had him beat. Like he had him,
but
he just missed the throw.
The thing is his arm strength has not come back.
Correct.
And so I'm gonna disagree with you, Tyler. He didn't have him beat. The cornerback laid off of him, so the safety was helping over the top. It baited the throw. It's not like he was one-on-one and he lost a hand battle or something like that, or the kid blew by him. He purposely laid in the weeds, throw the ball, he's open, throw the ball, he's open, throw the ball. Oh, you are throwing the ball. Perfect. That's what that was. It wasn't he was beat and he should have been a better throw. If it was a better throw, the safety would have picked it off.
Yeah.
That play was covered. That play was covered underneath and over the top.
Yeah, and again, I think like I said, it goes back to they don't think he can make that throw anyway. I mean, at this point right now,
He can't because he didn't.
Yeah. I mean, again, from my angle, and I have the video. He has a step on everyone. It's just an completely underthrown ball. I mean, doesn't help the cause. If the ball's in where it theoretically should be, I think it's a different story. But we'll never know. We'll never know.
No,
and you also have Malachi Toney underneath the. If you watch the coverage, Malachi Toney's like by himself across the middle of the field. Like, just give the ball to your best fucking player.
Yeah, right, but that's how the play was drawn up. There was only one read, and he read what they wanted him to read, and he did what the defense wanted him to do. So to your point, he could have easily just went, oh, that guy, the best guy in the field, let me just dump it off to him and let him cook. Right? So it's a predetermined play. So I think it's a coaching thing. That's just my one guy's opinion. But listen, the reality is Beck will be back next year. At some top 5 school. He's going to be okay. He's a lifer, guys. He's a gamer. He's going to be okay. He doesn't need to take classes. So just have him come in and throw the ball for you.
You think Signettiga was thinking, man, they just got to delay a game coming out of a kickoff?
That was fucking unbelievable.
He probably felt really good about himself, his decision after that, too.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
You want him to be emotional, right? You don't want Todd Bowles on the sideline who doesn't show any emotion. Then he breaks the headset. It's like, dude, you have 2 minutes for the rest of your life right here. National. Keep your composure a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Cristobal got out coached.
Well, speaking of Cristobal, what are we thinking about next year? Do you guys want to already overreact to who's going to win the national championship next year?
Yeah, before we do that, let me just be a homer for a second here. So we all know that UConn is the basketball capital of the world, right?
Yeah.
They have been for quite some time. They've won 3 titles in the past 3 years between the two men's and women's teams. They're ranked 1 and 2 in the country right now. So they've been handling business from a basketball standpoint. They actually have the head coach at OKC is an ex-assistant from our boy Jimmy Calhoun. So Dagnall used to be on the UConn bench. We got Orlovsky, an ex-UConn quarterback, who's one of the voices at the worldwide leader, right? And now Indiana's, Chandler Whitmer, who was a quarterback for UConn about 10, 12 years ago, was the quarterback coach and co-offensive coordinator for Indiana. So UConn's spreading out into the football environment as well. Not only
there you go.
Yeah, not only do they rule basketball, but they're trying to take over football as well. So there you go, boys.
I love betting on a UConn football game. Do it twice a year at least.
They're
the nutmeg steak's just a powerhouse.
They're loading up though in the portal. UConn is first of all, they got a ton of kids that come over from Toledo, which makes sense because they got the coach from Toledo, but they're getting kids from all over the place. So it'll be interesting next year. I mean, it's by far the best portal class. I mean, they had to do that because with Mora leaving, they lost a bunch of players and they lost a bunch of like recruits. So they had to go heavy in the portal, but they got a terrific portal class. For a school like UConn, they got a terrific portal class. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, Ash. You brought it up. Like, who are you looking at for next year? Who's your favorite?
I just think I don't know if I have a favorite. I think you run back what we actually just saw. They're all going to be there. When we were getting ready to go on here, we were talking about NIL money spent, and we pointed out that the top 12 teams that spent in NIL were all playoff teams except one, right? So if you spend money, you'll get where you need to go, evidently. So no reason to believe that anybody's going to jump any of those people. Notre Dame is probably, I mean, I shouldn't say probably, Notre Dame's already been given a birthright to be in the playoffs every year with new rules because everybody was sad that they didn't make it. So Notre Dame will be there next year, and I think you got a good chance of seeing the same teams. Who's the betting favorite right now? Is it Indiana and Ohio State again?
Yeah, Ohio State's plus 650 on Hard Rock.
Yeah, Texas is plus 700. Texas, Notre Dame, and Indiana are all plus 700. So those are your four favorites right now. So Notre Dame has a stacked team next year. I mean, just as an FYI. I mean, all jokes aside, they're bringing back almost their whole defense. They're bringing back the guy who might be the best quarterback in the country in Carr. And they did really well in the portal themselves. So
they got a lot of former 4 and 5 star guys.
Yep.
Portal that if 10 of them panned out,
they're going to have a big chip on their shoulder too, and that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And that's fine. So
let's hope they don't lose like week 3 to.
Well, Bubba, they get Miami in week 1 again. So this time in Notre Dame though. So.
That's going to be a great fucking game.
Yeah. You would think.
It'll be a hard fade for me on Archie and Jughead in Texas again. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But hey, I mean, Indiana, right? I mean, again, the big question mark is the QB because Mendoza's gone and they're bringing the kid from TCU who's put up huge numbers in his career, but he's also put up a lot of turnovers. So,
and who are they losing? Who are they losing? Are they losing? Well, I mean, they're losing Mendoza, but are they losing all their 28-year-olds too, or no?
Well, let's relax. Their average age was 23, so let's not go crazy.
But I imagine those guys are gone too, right? Most of their defense.
Well, all the kids that transferred over from JMU are gone. I mean, some of them left after last year, but the other 7 or 8 that still were on the team, they'll be gone. They got 12 kids coming in from the portal this year, so that tells you that a lot of guys are still going to be on the team. They currently are on the team are going to still be there next year, and you add in some of the freshmen they brought in. So from a talent perspective, they're going to be fine. But like I said, they're not losing any coaches. The only coach they lost was the strength coach, so all the coordinators are back. It's just going to be whether the quarterback, if they can calm him down with the turnovers. If they can do that, because look, Penn State's not going to be great next year, right? I mean, Michigan is still rebuilding. They just lost their coach. You know what I mean? So if Indiana only loses 1 game next year or no games next year, I mean, they're obviously going to be in the playoff again. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it should be interesting. Like you said, Ash, it's way too early. If I had to throw money on somebody, it would probably be Notre Dame and or Indiana. That'd be who I would be putting money on right now.
So we should find a book that says the NCAA championship will come out of the state of Indiana.
Yeah, there you
go.
Let's do that. Let's do that and see if Indiana State makes it.
Yeah. Fighting Larry Birds.
The Sycamores. Let's go. So, all right, Jeff. You could take control of the remote control. What channel do you want to go to?
All right. So what do we want to do? We want to what do we got here? We want to talk some NFL, right? You know what? Let's talk a little hot stove. So pretty much all the big signings have happened. I mean, the big news, and we'll do this quick for the people who don't love baseball out there, but the big news has been that the Dodgers brought in Kyle Tucker for $60 million a year.
It's a lot.
They brought, it depends on, if you're like just a typical baseball fan, Kyle Tucker is probably a top 25 player. If you're one of the stat guys who live and die with the stats, they would tell you he's like a top 10 player. Again, I don't know if I would go that far, but $60 million. Let's just put it this way: Aaron Judge is going to make $40 million this year. He signed that contract 3 years ago. Kyle Tucker is going to make $60 million this year. So you can understand the outrage from baseball fans across the country. The Dodgers, who just won back-to-back titles, are throwing $60 million a year at Kyle Tucker just to make themselves a little bit better than they were the year before, right? So 12 months from now, will be sitting in a work stoppage, whether it's a strike or it's a lockout. There will be a work stoppage in 12 months. Who knows if we'll get a salary cap out of that? That's a story for another day. But so yeah, the Dodgers got better. That's the bad news. Okay, the Dodgers got better. The Mets have completely redone their team. They got rid of a bunch of players who supposedly were bad eggs in the locker room. They brought in Bichette. They traded for Peralta, as a pitcher. To me, that's the most important move that they made because their pitching staff was kind of lacking. But the question is, are they actually better? I mean, they lost Alonso, who put up huge numbers for them last year, who was the main protection for Soto. I don't know if the Mets are better or not. I mean, I guess we'll find out, right? Personally, I don't think they are. That's we're supposed to make opinions here, right? So that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think they're better. The Yankees are basically.
They got Bellinger back. I was going to say.
Yeah, I was going to say they're running back the same team, which a lot of fans aren't happy about. But we need to remind people that the Yankees had the best offense in baseball last year.
Are they picking up any arms though? Did they get any arms? I haven't been watching.
No, they brought in. They traded for a pitcher from Florida. He's got really good stuff, but the stuff hasn't matched the results. The Yankees have actually been really good with players like that, though, in the past few years. I mean, they get them to either shelve a pitch that they throw too much, or they get them to add a pitch, and all of a sudden the guy looks a lot better than he did. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, the biggest thing with the Yankees is they got a full year of Schlittler, right? Remember, they brought him up halfway through last season, and they're going to get Cole back at some point too. Because he missed all last year with Tommy John surgery. So their pitching staff, if you look at it from mid-year, their pitching staff should be really good, like top 5 in the league good,
Right.
with Cole and Fried and Schlittler and Rodon and whoever else is going to fill that 5th spot. I mean, their pitching staff should be really good. Their bullpen is a huge question mark, and again, I feel comfortable with their offense as long as everybody stays healthy, obviously. What about you guys? I mean, what's going on with Tampa? You guys have any comments about they're back in the Trop, right? They'll be back in the Trop this year?
Yep, that's the plan. That is the plan.
Did they do anything of note? I mean, I haven't been paying attention. Did they do anything of note this winter?
They did some
put a roof
remodel.
on?
Yeah, they put a roof on. They put a roof on. Yeah, they renamed some of the party decks and stuff like that, but I don't know how much different the experience is, especially if we got,
But from a player perspective,
Yeah, I was
they
about
haven't
to
done
say.
anything.
Oh no, we got rid of one of our best players.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
Low, right? Didn't we let him walk?
Oh, we got stuff for him, I believe. I think it was a trade,
Yeah,
but yeah. Got Gavin Lux out of it.
Their odds are about as bad as it's been in a decade. I mean, they're 80-1 right now. They're sitting at plus
my
8,000. So
What are they to make the playoffs? Because they may sneakily do that.
I will tell you, it's just showing yes or no at the moment.
But anyway, Jeff, right now while Jay's looking for that, we got a lot of hype about it. I know we're probably another 2 years, 24 months longer, but see it?
They're plus 300.
Okay, that doesn't seem right. Yeah, I guess so.
Half the teams, I think, in the AL make it in the NL.
Yeah,
No, they're minus 280 to not make it.
Yeah.
That's the
okay, that's the other side.
Yeah, it's the other side. So.
No, they just released some preliminary plans of where they would want the stadium and the surrounding bars and restaurants, hotels and retail and stuff like that. And it's exciting. It's exciting for that area. It's right across from the Buck Stadium, close to home. Jay's 5 minutes from there. I'm probably 15 minutes from there, and Tyler, I don't know, 30, 20 minutes. So it's
He's a puddle jumper away.
Yeah, it would be exciting, and the area around it's got everybody excited. So we'll see what happens. But the Rays, as far as off-season player moves, no, they're doing what the Devil Rays did. I mean, sorry, the Rays. Well, Devil Rays did.
No, and they've been successful doing that, right?
Yeah. So why would you go away? Yeah. I didn't expect them to come out and give somebody like a $200 million contract. They were floating it.
Yeah. Tyler, make sure you edit that out. We can't get canceled for saying Devil Rays.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people here in Tampa, at least my friends were like, "Oh, Kyle Tucker's gonna take a hometown discount," and I was like, "No, the fuck." No.
Baseball players don't do that. There's no salary cap. Why would you?
Yeah, his contract is $60 million a year, but remember he's playing in California, so it's probably $40 million ultimately he's gonna end up making. But still, a shit ton of money.
Yeah, but so the Mets were supposedly offering him $55 million, and the taxes aren't really much better in New York than they are in California. So, I mean, again, look, that's just the thing. I mean, Yankees fans have not accepted this yet, but the Steinbrenners, obviously, nobody's crying over the Yankees, right? Especially people who are fans of the Rays or whatever. But the Steinbrenners, their money comes from the Yankees. They are not rich outside of the Yankees. So when you got guys like Cohen with the Mets and the Guggenheim Group with the Dodgers, those guys are worth billions of dollars. They can outbid anybody that they want to. You know what I mean? So that's the problem, and that's why I think we might lose 27 altogether.
Yeah.
But I think the owners are going to finally dig their heels in and for a salary cap, and I think they might lose the whole year. So. But again, that's a long way away. It's a dark cloud. I don't really want to worry about that right now. But I think it is possible. So
I'll make one argument, and then we'll talk odds and move on, because again, it's not the nation's leader in sports. I heard everything you said from a business standpoint, but you don't have to outbid everybody. You have to actually bid, and the Yankees have chosen not to. And that's fine. You're not overpaying people. We're not getting stuck with some bad contracts like we have in the past. But the Dodgers business model has proven now for 4 consecutive years, the return on the spend, it has an X next to it. And they're making 3 to 4 times what they're spending on a return, and it's immediate. New York is just as big of a market as LA. And if they were spending 10% more, Jeff, 15% more, they would make the money back. It would not put them in a fucking debt spiral to spend 10 or 15. I'm not saying I want Kyle Tucker for $60 million, but if they bring home the World Series, they make the money back.
Right, but my point to all that is, look, the Yankees spend money. I mean, we're not sitting here and saying the Yankees don't spend money. I mean, they obviously spend money, and they spend luxury tax dollars and all that nonsense. But my point is that it's like with Soto, okay? The Yankees offered Soto almost the same exact contract that the Mets did. I mean, so they went. I mean, they offered him a shit ton of money. But the problem is the Mets just kept adding on. Well, we'll give you.
I get it. Yeah.
We'll give you a jet, right? If the Yankees offered Tucker $60 million, the Dodgers would have gave him $65 million. But there's a point where the Yankees can't compete with these teams. You know what I mean? That's the only issue. And again, I'm not crying for the Yankees. I mean, every other team in baseball has bitched about the same thing with the Yankees that we're talking about now with the Dodgers and the Mets. So.
I understand, but we on this show and in just our group messages in general, Jeff, how we talked about after the Yankees got beat, what the Yankees need to do in the offseason. Guess what they didn't do? What they needed to do.
Yeah,
they didn't do it.
No,
they did nothing.
They needed a legitimate right-handed bat for that lineup, and they didn't. I mean, their catchers are all still left-handed, right? I mean, that was one of our big complaints last year.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's not all just about the money. It's just they're not doing anything. You know what I mean?
Right,
so it's frustrating. So my stove is not hot. It's fucking. It seems broken. My stove's broken.
I do think a part of that is that they. When I say they, I'm talking about Hal. I do think a part of that is he is expecting a lockout in 12 months, and he just didn't want to lock into any big contracts, before that lockout happens. So, and again, I have no inside knowledge. I haven't even heard anybody else say that, but that's just my opinion on that. So, Anyway, whatever. So let's get back to football. NFL coaching carousel. Let's start with you guys at the Rays. You got a new special teams coordinator. You got a new offense coordinator. What are your thoughts? I mean the Bucks. I said the Rays. The Bucks. What are your thoughts?
I think that the offensive coordinator for the Rays is better than the offensive coordinator for the Bucks. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna lose a lot of games next 2 to 3 Bucks. Unfortunately,
Well, you're still in that division, though. I mean, that division is not good.
we couldn't beat them with this year's team. I don't think we're getting any better. I just don't. I think Todd Bowles is going to be worse. I don't like the offensive coordinator hire. The special teams coach is a question mark. He's the guy used to be with Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's probably the best of the one keep and the other hire. So we shall see. Hopefully Baker has a better year. He's already talking shit to the guy they hired in
Stefanski.
Stefanski.
in Atlanta. So they're on Twitter having a Twitter war. So
Guess we were never
Which I
hiring
kinda
him, huh? I guess we were never hiring him. Fuck.
yeah.
I love bad blood, man. I'll
Oh,
take
yeah.
it anywhere I can get it. So
Interdivision bad blood. I could see. But what did he do to those guys at Kansas when he
Put his hand on his dick and told him to suck
he's
his
gonna
dick.
do the same. I hope he does that shit, coach.
yeah.
He might.
So the big news today was the Ravens hired the DC from the Chargers. Mintner, right? That's his name. So Chargers are losing both their coordinators after this season, for whatever that's worth. They lost their OC. Well, they fired their OC, and they're losing their DC. So that'll be interesting. Of course, the biggest news, is at least name wise, is Harbaugh going to the Giants.
Yeah.
Salah
and
to the
Fox-
Titans.
Solid to the Titans.
Which,
Yeah.
if you're the Titans, so you bring in this defensive guy that's like a big, strong defensive guy. Didn't you fucking have that 2 years ago? Like, you had
Well, the
Vrabel.
other
You had the
question-
same shit 2 years ago. Why'd you fire him?
You
Yeah,
think
but the
Cam
other-
Ward was happy about that hire?
The other question is, did they actually watch him coach the Jets?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, he had a
that
new
was-
quarterback, and that it didn't go too well.
No, it
Yeah.
didn't go well at all. So
Yeah, I actually don't mind that hire. I hear what you're saying about the Vrabel thing, Tyler, but that was more personality ownership. It wasn't.
Sure.
It wasn't system based. It was the owner did not want Vrabel to have power at all, and Vrabel got to the Belichick level in his mind, where I want to shop for my own groceries and all that other shit. So there was a conflict of interest there. I don't think Saleh is a good head coach. But the defense for the Jets in his first 2 years was solid.
Yeah.
And I think the kid in Tennessee is better than any quarterback the Jets have had in the last 5 years, or longer. So
Well,
can it
one of
work?
them's going to play in the
Sure.
Super Bowl this year.
That's fair. That's fair. But what I am saying is they could have done a lot worse.
Sure.
And I think their situation has improved. I think Saleh is light years ahead of where Callahan was. So I think from that regard, it's good. Is he going to bring them to the promised land? No. Is he going to be the coach in 3 to 4 years? Probably not.
Yeah.
But it's a better situation going into this season than it was last year.
Yeah.
That would be my take. And he got a high draft pick. So
Did McDaniel, right, to OC for the Chargers, right? Hired him.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those two
not
seem just weird dudes matched up together. Harbaugh and
Yeah, dude, I was
McDaniel
gonna
just seem
say.
like an odd couple, if I've ever heard one.
I'm actually
I didn't
looking.
have that in the-
I'm looking forward to it though because, what's
Herbert?
What's the guy? Yeah, Herbert is a very different quarterback than Tua, right? So I'm curious to see if he shapes his offense for Herbert's strengths instead of trying to make Herbert like sort of run his offense. You know what I mean? So I'm curious how that's going to work out. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens. But I think there's still 5 jobs left open, including the Steelers. I think the Steelers want Shula from the Rams. I think that's who they want. I know they interviewed McCarthy. I think that was only because McCarthy is like a Pittsburgh boy. I just don't see. I can't imagine. First of all, he's in his 60s. I just can't see them hiring McCarthy. So I'm just not even going to worry about that. But I think they want Shula, and they already did a virtual interview with him, and they can't talk to him in person until after this game on Sunday. So we'll see what happens there. But I think I think that's who the guy's going to be. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But all right, so let's talk about last week's games. Where do we want to start? How about Buffalo and who'd Buffalo play?
The Broncos
Yeah, Buffalo
in
and
an
Denver.
overtime thriller.
What are your thoughts about the interception? Right, was that the right call, the wrong call? What are your thoughts there?
I'll lead off. I think it's a pick. It's a tough call because I think if that ball comes loose when he goes down and there's no other guy there and it just falls to the ground, it's not a. I don't think it would have been a catch. So the fact that the ball doesn't hit the ground, I think it's a pick. It just sucks for Buffalo because it's like a bang bang play. So it just sucks, and it almost happened identically in the Patriots game. In that game as well, it was a little different. He had like a little 1-2 before he fell, so it felt a little different. But I think it was a pick.
I gotta be honest with you. In real time, when they started replaying, I'm like, why are they looking at this? That's how much I thought it was a pick.
Yeah.
I go the other way. I thought it was a catch, personally.
His arm was in the other guy's body. The ball was in his arm. He rolled over and had the ball.
I mean, there's no right answer here because I've seen ex-referees go both ways on this. I've seen ex-referees say it was a catch. I've seen ex-referees say it was an interception. So, basically the call they made on the field is what it is. But I don't think there's like a definitive correct answer, So all I know is if that was a team I was rooting for, I'd be pretty pissed that they called that an interception. I mean, that's just my take on it. So, but anyway, but otherwise, Allen, Allen has his playoff history has been really good. I think he's only had one game that was rough before this. He had those wars with Mahomes where he kept putting Buffalo in the lead and their defense wouldn't hold the lead, that type of thing. This game is a different story. He made a lot of mistakes in this game. A couple, fumbles, a couple interceptions. He missed a couple of guys who were wide open, including near the end of the game there where they could have won. So he takes some blame in this one. I mean, again, we talked about this last week. The team isn't great around him. They needed him to be perfect, but this wasn't not being perfect. I mean, he had a rough game, for him. I mean, that wasn't a good game. So.
Trying to out. Cost the coach his job.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
What do I owe you for that, Bubba?
I think it's like 140 or something like that. I got the exact.
We had a friendly wager in our podcast group chat.
Which I really don't feel good winning that because, I mean, he didn't fucking coach bad. The guy just didn't play a great game.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with like the James Franklin and shit. You got to change it up. You've gotten so fucking close that you just got to change.
The owner just didn't seem to like it for that press conference.
Yeah, but it's the reason why we went back and forth and we ultimately had a bet, right? Is because you and Tyler, I think for that matter, were under the like. If not now, when? And if he loses, it's probably time to go. I just thought he was so entrenched there. And to your point, it's not like he made 3 bad calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like they didn't, too many fumbles, too many interceptions. It shit happens. Listen, selfishly, that guy's a defensive coordinator, right? So go to Dallas, change the defense and be the coach in waiting there.
Yeah. There you go.
Mean, you would think somebody's going to hire that guy.
Oh, most certainly.
Well, if he wants, it's like a Tomlin thing. He might not want to work this year. He might take the year off, But
right. But listen, if you're a Buffalo fan, right? Good. Hey, I'm glad Allen loves Dayball. I think that's great. Go ahead and hire that dude.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, again, Dayball with Allen is different than Dayball with the Giants. You know what I mean? So. The question is, does he bring in? Do they keep their DC? Do they bring in a new DC? I mean, that's obviously a question there. But I was with you, Ash. I was surprised that they fired him. But my take on that is, and again, I haven't seen anything about Allen sort of signing off on him getting fired. But my take on that is if Allen wanted him to still be the coach, he'd be the coach. So, there must be something going on there where maybe they just had a falling out at some point over the past year or two. So.
Well, they really couldn't get a hold of Josh. He was so emotional that he just wasn't able to take the phone call. So.
Hey man, I like that shit too, though. I like that
Oh,
these
yeah.
guys care, because we see so many of these guys who just don't give they really don't give a shit, So
Yeah.
Well, and he was upset with himself too, and it wasn't like he was blaming anybody else. I mean, he felt like he let his team down. I'm all for that. I was just breaking his chops.
Yeah. I know. But
what men do and men cry, Jeff. That's what men do and men cry.
It's like we said earlier. I mean, I like when we see bad blood between teams and players and all that stuff. I mean, Wembyana is talking about how he's going to play hard in the All-Star game, and if all the guys don't play hard around him, he's just gonna crush them. That's what he's saying. I'm just gonna dunk on you. I'm gonna, so either you guys are gonna pick up your game or you're gonna get embarrassed. I like seeing that shit. You know what I mean? And and the same token, I like seeing guys get emotional with these big losses and stuff like that. So good on them.
All right. Well, I had the Broncos, so I like the outcome of that game. What you guys think about the Pats, Houston?
Houston, fucking CJ Stroud sucks.
Yeah.
God.
He was awful in that game.
All right. Next
Wow.
topic. That's all you need
God,
to know.
he was fucking bad.
He was bad. He looked scared, and you guys were. I sent it out, and obviously, Tyler, you're right, and you ended up 0%. But then there was talk afterwards of him even saying, like, somebody asked him, and they were like, no. CJ Stroud said like something like, along the lines of, "I wouldn't have been upset if they benched. Like, I wouldn't have."
I mean, what can he complain about? I mean, he was.
No, I know, but like, how often do you hear a starting quarterback say that?
They could have run the ball every play. It would have been a better result. They would have had a better chance to win that game, and they still had a chance to win the game.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a great game, and there was like five or six turnovers in the first 20 minutes of the game.
Now, he's really young, but if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm saying, man, May has not looked good in these past 2 playoff games. So you just hope that he's got a little bit of the jitters, and he's going to get over that, as these games go along here. But Patriots luck out with Denver. I mean, they lose Knicks. Obviously, it's a catastrophic injury for them. So unless Denver's defense just ends up scoring 14 points, you got to figure the Patriots are going to win that game, right? So
yeah,
I think the Bears should have beat the Rams.
Yeah,
I got a lot of problems with that game. I got a lot of problems with some of the genius offensive play calls and the situational calls. But it was a good game. It was entertaining. It looked cold as hell out there. But after the 14-yard touchdown pass that actually was in the air for 45 yards, jump ball, I was like, wow, they're actually going to win this game. And I know, Tyler, we were texting, should have went for 2 there. I personally didn't think so because I didn't think they were going to get it. I thought it would, they clearly couldn't score from 2 yards out the whole fucking game. So there's, I get it. You just had a magic play, maybe ride the momentum, but there's no reason why they shouldn't have went down and scored in overtime. They were on the 50-yard line. DJ Moore stopped running a route. Normally I'd be all over Caleb for that, but I don't think that was his fault. I think DJ Moore stopped. He didn't run. He didn't run a route. So
yeah, Tyler had an ulterior motive. For
yeah.
I know.
I thought I was gonna backdoor it just right at the end. Oh, that'd been great.
Yeah. So listen, again from a gambling standpoint, I had +4, so I was fine if they went for it and didn't get it. I wanted to win the game, and I thought they had, because I had a money line that would have cashed really big, couple parlays tied to that. So I was disappointed they didn't win, but I was. From a betting standpoint, I was like, get to overtime, we can win this game. If you go for 2, I'm going to lose that ticket. I lost the ticket regardless. So,
yeah, it was a tough one.
I do think, looking forward a little bit, I think the Bears are good, barring no catastrophic injury to Caleb or some important guys on the defense. I think they're going to be pretty damn good for a couple of years. He played pretty damn good in the playoffs. I mean, stats-wise, no, but he made the play when he had to make the play. He did.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on him. I mean, look, the guy can throw the ball as well as anybody in the league. I mean, you can't argue that. But that was, you saw that in college too. I mean, that's why he was being compared to Mahomes as far as like his arm strength and throwing the ball like
on the run.
Yeah, all that nonsense.
Yeah.
but I still am not sold on him and actually being like a true good quarterback, So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. I mean, again, he's still young, so we'll see
Yeah.
how it plays out. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have him than who the Steelers currently have.
Yeah.
Well, Bubba, I'll say this: he did elevate himself to probably a top 6 fantasy quarterback coming off the board.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would take him in the top half of the NFL, but he's right around that like 15 number probably, that 15 to 10 number.
Yep.
Yeah, even like he threw 3 picks in that game. I think on broadcast they were like, one of the other ones they were like, this is on the receiver, like he's got to do XYZ and he didn't. So it's like just fucking sucks for them. They should have won that game though, even with all that. It's crazy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, again,
Well,
yeah, we'll see what. I mean,
Well-
they were probably a year ahead of schedule,
For
as a
sure.
team. So, we'll see what happens there. And then, of course, the last game was just the Seahawks just pummeling the Niners, which there's not much to talk about there. So, Seahawks look great. Defense look great.
Well, there's not much to talk about there at all. I mean, that's one of the few times this year. I mean, forget about the playoffs that you get to turn a game off basically at halftime, going, "My ticket's safe."
Yeah.
And I had them teed up in a lot of different parlays, 2 alternate line parlays. I had them given 10 and a couple, so that wasn't shocking to me. Just back to the Bears real quick. They won so many 1-score games and games under 2 minutes this year. They're going to revert back to the mean. Look at Minnesota. Every year we have a team like this, and every year it goes the other way. The Chiefs were the team last year, for that matter. So it always catches up to you. So, all right, because we don't have to talk about Seattle, San Francisco. Let's talk about the Seattle Rams and Denver with Stidham versus the Pats. Where do you guys want to go?
So let's talk about the Rams, Seattle. So they've played 4 times over the past 2 years. Obviously, because they're the same division, so they play twice a year. They're 2-2 in those 4 games, and the points is like, I think it's like 102 and 100 as far as, I think the Rams scored 102 points in those 4 games, and Seahawks scored 100. So they're as close as you could possibly be. Again, the Rams offense is relatively healthy right now. Their defense is still a little beat up. Look, I got the Rams winning the Super Bowl, so I'm going to ride that. I'm not going to change. You'll see later that I got the Rams winning this game, but you guys are probably going to be a little bit more level-headed. So, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm gonna stick with you, Jeff. I think it's Magic. I mean, that's a hell of a fucking win. But you guys both, I mean, I think all 3 of you called it. You said it was going to be a blowout, or was lining up to be. And I was the only idiot on the Niners.
No, Tyler was with you.
Yeah,
Tyler was with you.
All right, so we got 2 idiots. Sorry, Tyler, but anyway, I don't know. I think Seattle lost one of their running backs, even though Walker scored fucking 3 touchdowns, and Charbonnet, as Jay likes to call him, Chardonnay, didn't really have a big game. So I know he's out, he's hurt. So they're down to that one running back. So let's see if the Rams can do it. I like Stafford's magic.
Yeah, my only concern about Stafford, again, as somebody who's rooting for the Rams, my concern with him is that he's been pretty loose with the ball over the past 3 or 4 weeks, and that doesn't play well against Seattle. So we'll see how that works out.
Number 1 DVOA versus number 2 DVOA. So there's not much to chop up. Jeff already gave all the other analytics that would support that. There really is no side to pick and think it's going to be a blowout one way or another. I'll stick with the home team. I'll stick with the 12th man. I'll stick with the aging quarterback that has looked more than human the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's hard to win 3 games consecutively on the road. A lot of cross-country travel. It's a lot of things working against the Rams, and the Rams could have lost both playoff games. Should have lost both playoff games. They basically won both games, either in overtime or the last series of the game, right? Whereas Seattle put it on San Fran, albeit a broken defense on San Fran. They neutralized an offense that's still very, very good. I just think that's the better team. They're playing better right now. I get it. I'd rather have Stafford over Darnold, but I think you saw the run game. I think you saw the defense, and I'm going to keep my Super Bowl pick intact. I'll take Seattle.
You know what I also saw in that? You know what I also saw in that game? Kickoff return. I haven't seen one of those in a while. If you had the special teams or defense touchdown, anytime touchdown, you were happy about that.
Exactly. And I was. And I will be again this week. So, all right. Do we want to spend a lot of time? Do we think Jared Stidham is capable of winning this game?
Hey, we've seen Hostetler do it, right? But it's a little bit different, obviously. Tyler mentioned earlier before we started the pod, Foles, I mean, has there been a worse quarterback that basically win? I mean, come out of nowhere and win a Super Bowl? I mean,
yeah, but both of those guys had thrown a pass in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I know.
This guy's played 4 games ever.
Right.
It's rough. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic. So.
Just hope your defenses just plays out of their mind and he just doesn't give the ball away and they can get, maybe 10 to 14 points on offense and your defense just lock up Drake May. Because to Jeff's point earlier, Drake hasn't looked great. I mean, he's made some good throws when he's had to make some good throws later in the games, but he hasn't looked great by any stretch. So
maybe that's the reason, Tyler. Maybe that's the reason, Jeff and Tyler, that the spread is so the spread should be 7. Like if this guy's that bad and he's only played 4 games ever, why is the spread not? Why is it 4.5? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean they're still a good team because they're here, but I think that's why, and it's at home, so you benefit from being the number 1 seed. You're playing at home.
You get 3 points at home, allegedly. You're the number 1 seed. I get it. But if this guy is as bad as everybody's saying he is, or inexperienced, I shouldn't say bad.
Yeah, he just doesn't have reps. I mean, the guy, to Jay's point, literally hasn't thrown a pass in 2 years. He's the only backup quarterback that hasn't thrown a pass.
Yeah.
If you're the Pats, you're loading up on the run, right? I mean,
yeah.
Prove you can beat me before we, change our defense. So,
right.
Yeah. So you might see. I mean, hey, we might see a big play early just because of the way the Pats are playing defense. But, I don't know. I think it's going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be ugly. So.
I think the spread is a trap spread, Bubba. I really do. I think they're trying to suck money in one way or another. They're discounting the Patriots like everybody has all year because of the schedule. No one believes in the schedule. Doesn't matter. They just won 2 games in a row, right? Everybody's going to talk about C.J. Stroud, and if it wasn't for him, the Houston defense would have won that game. And people are comparing Denver's defense to Houston. It is not. They just gave up 400. So gave up 450 yards, and if there wasn't those fumbles and interceptions, they actually get run off the field. So right. the defense is going to look good early too because they're going to pin their ears back, and they led the league in sacks, right? So we've already seen the left tackle get exposed for the Patriots, the line get exposed against Houston, but I think they're going to run the fuck out of the ball. And I think you're going to see Travion have a big game. We've been having the Ramondre games, the kind of slow and steady, and just kind of look at the Cook diet that was going on with Buffalo. Every time they ran Cook, they had gashes. I think you're going to see a couple big plays from Travion, and that's going to be the difference. I think the Pats win by double digits, to be honest with you. So.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be shocked if they win by 20. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Well,
and if you're wondering, you can mark me down for a Stidham 2-pick game. I can't wait to get plus odds on that. So anyway,
I love it.
All right, let's get into the categories here. Let's start with lock of the week. Jeff, why don't you start us off?
We as a group, we did not necessarily do well last week, but we're gonna try to bounce back here. Lock of the week. Last week I had the Rams -3.5. They only won by 3, so that's an L. But speaking of the Pats, I got the Pats -5. I don't know how that doesn't cover. I just don't see how that doesn't cover. So Pats -5 is my lock of the week.
All right. Well, I hit my lock of the week last week. It was the same as the week before. It was Pats -3.5. You would think I'm going to run that back after what I just said. I am not, just because I just feel like that would be asking and inviting trouble. I'm usually a stay away guy on that 5 number anyway, even though I do think they're going to win by more, and I'll bet it that way too. But I like Seattle. I'll take the home team. I'll lay less than a field goal in the division matchup there. So that's my lock.
All right. Bubba?
Yep.
Bubba?
Bubba, I think you might have muted yourself, buddy.
How about now?
Yep, you're
There you
good.
go.
There we go. There
All
we
right.
go.
All right. I had the Patriots -5 as my lock of the week, and they ended up covering. So that's good. I got the extra touchdown at the end.
No.
No.
Your lock of the week last week was the Niners +7.
Yeah, you have the Patriots this week -5. That game hasn't been played.
I'm an idiot. Sorry.
Yes.
There we
Maybe
go.
we should just leave you on mute.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. No, I had the Niners. I apologize. And
Please,
they
try
did
to-
not
try
cover.
to- Yeah,
They did not cover.
No.
Not cover. This week I am taking the Patriots. Hopefully we can replay this next week, and they do cover 5. Like you said, I think it could be a lot more than that. So Pats -5.
Nice. And I'm with Jay on this one. I think Seattle's just a wagon right now, so I'll go with Seattle -2.5.
So
Tyler,
before we shift gears, just something to consider too. If you're, hey, I've got the exact ticket for the bowl with Seattle and the Patriots. So normally I wouldn't fuck with that, but it's a small bet with a good payoff. So I'm probably going to pump it up a little bit more. But take a look at if you think Seattle and the Patriots are going to win, and you don't want to play with the spread. If you parlay the money lines, you're getting just under 2-1. So it's might be something to consider.
there you go. Tyler, why don't you keep going with the prop? What do you
Yep. I got Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp playing his old team.
Like that.
I don't know if there's necessarily bad blood there, but I just, whenever you play your old team, it's literally to go to the Super Bowl. I think he'll be pretty amped up in that game. I think they'll probably try and find him the ball. So +275. Cooper Kupp scored anytime touchdown.
Yep, he fumbled the ball last time against them too in that game.
So hold on to
like
it
that.
and then get over the end zone.
Correct. Correct.
And last week I
Bubba,
had the 2-point conversion that, definitely should have
that's
happened.
right, that's right. Yeah, yep.
My prop of the week is Drake May anytime touchdown, paying out +290. I'm hoping they get down there and he runs one in. Or maybe, the Patriots are known for sometimes doing some trick plays. Maybe he catches a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
So +290. I'd be pissed if he scores like that. I'd be like, damn, I should have been. I think you can bet that a touchdown pass or touchdown catches, maybe in the Super Bowl only. But yeah, May TD +290.
I like it. I am going Travion Henderson anytime touchdown +175. I'm just gonna ride what I just said. And you'll see that in bragging rights as well. But I think he has a sizable game because he has been quiet in the playoffs. I just think that the matchup is going to dictate it, and we're going to get some home run plays from him.
All right, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here a little bit. Last week I had Allen over 1.5 touchdown passes for +135. That actually came in. This week I got Stafford over 2.5 touchdown passes for +290. So going on a little bit of limb here, but I do think the Rams are going to win the game, and if they are going to win the game, I think he's going to have to play well. So 3 touchdown passes for Stafford.
There you go.
I guess we'll just keep the snake going here, so I'll go with the underdog. I got the Rams +130. Last week I had the Bills -105. That obviously didn't hit, but I got the Rams winning outright +130.
Okay,
like it.
I have no pick. I do not believe there is an underdog, and I will
Yeah,
take.
but is that
I will take
allowed?
it now.
Oh,
Is
man.
that allowed?
Yeah.
It's like taking a favorite as the underdog pick.
Bring it up. Bring it up with the Union. I don't know what to tell you. My lock of the week is Seattle, and I don't think the Broncos are going to win, so I'm not going to pick them to win.
Just take the Rams. Inevitably, you're going to go 1-1. Perfect.
Yeah, It says NA, non-applicable. That's it. It's a thing.
I don't like it, but all right. What do you got,
All right,
Bubba?
well, I got the Rams too. Kind of the same logic, but I told myself I have to pick one, so I picked the Rams because I do think the Rams are going to win. But if I could rewind, I would take the NA as well because it just doesn't seem like either one is possible. I'm not necessarily confident in the Rams at plus 130, but if I had to pick one, I'll pick the.
I'll take the Bears.
Yeah. And I'm taking the Broncos because I'm not throwing an NA out there. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? Drake May could break a toe going into this game or something like that, and it gets really weird. Who knows? Again, Broncos defense is good. I'm just going to lean on the same logic kind of from last week. If they would have had me playing quarterback, the Texans, maybe we would have competed a little bit better, but we didn't. So let's see if the Broncos, Jarrett Stidham just plays a little bit better than CJ Stroud. Now, defense has got to play better too, but nonetheless.
Yeah. And obviously, all jokes aside, next week, obviously, we'll either have a lock or an underdog. I mean, there's only, 2 weeks from now.
Probably have
only
2
one game.
props. There's so many good props for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the meantime, you guys can all take a trip down to Integrity Farms.
Integrity.
All righty.
All right.
Bragging rights?
Time.
Ash, you lost your integrity. I'm upset with you.
Hey, bring it up with Towley.
All right, so bragging rights. I'm not happy about bragging rights.
For this week or last?
No, well, both. You'll hear why in a second. But so I felt really good. I had Josh Allen over 1.5 touchdown passes. I had Knicks over 1.5 touchdown passes, and I had who's that? It's really small.
Caleb Williams.
Oh yeah, Williams over 1.5. That miracle bomb that he threw at the end got me over. So I felt really good going into Monday night in the college championship game, which would have been Indiana needed to win by at least 9 for me to push, on that one and win the other 3 or win by 10 for me to win the whole thing. And they ended up winning only by 6, which, again, I'm just very annoyed by that result. I mean, I'm glad Indiana won. Like I said, I think it's the right team won, and it was a good game, which I enjoyed it. But I think they got way too conservative in the second and third quarter, and they almost paid for it. I mean, luckily they ended up getting the W. But yeah, so that's a loser, and I'm not happy about it whatsoever. I was gonna go into this week's, but I'll wait. I'll wait my turn. So, what do you guys got?
We got, I believe this was Jay's here. RJ Harvey.
Yeah, Harvey let me down right out of the gate. Patriots covered, and the Seahawks covered. I bumped that up to 7. But the Bears lost on the field, so it didn't really matter. 2 for 2. Just like to take it on fire or delete it, whatever comes first.
All right.
And then Bubba.
All right, I went 0 for my first 2 as well. The Bills lost, and the 49ers were close to covering. New England won on the money line, and the Rams won on the money line. That wouldn't have paid that great anyway, to almost 200 favorites. But as a loser, $25 was put to waste there. Sorry.
All right. Well, we got a new week. Jeff, why don't you lead us off and talk to us about why you're upset?
Well, so the logic here was the Hornets played last night, and they were going out on the road tonight to play Orlando. Orlando hadn't played since Sunday, so they were well rested. I was given 6.5 in that game, and right now the score is 124-97. Actually, that's a final. So this ticket is already dead. I had Knipple over 30 combined points, rebounds, and assists. You would think, considering how well Charlotte played, that came in, but it did not. So that one missed as well. The Nuggets are going to cover, it looks like. And, I actually moved that Spurs game. I moved that line. It was, I think it was originally 12.5. I moved it to 13.5 to get it to even money there to increase the odds. But, again, none of it matters because the Magic shit the bed. And I'm very annoyed with that. I don't understand how you could. At one point, Tyler, there was 2 minutes left in the first half, and the Magic had 32 points or something like that. It was insane. So,
They
yeah.
knew you bet them. They knew you bet them, Jeff. That's the way it works.
Coming off 3 days rest, I mean, Jesus Christ, guys, show up, So,
Yeah.
Jesus, fellas.
Jesus way.
Jesus. What's he doing out there? All right. Oh, let's see. Let's say Travion Henderson, longest rush over 10.5 yards. Travion Henderson, anytime touchdown. Jared Stidham to throw an interception, and Jackson Smith in Jigba, aka JSN, to score a touchdown. I went in the Bubba zone this week, 25 to win 312. It's not sexy, but it takes good photos.
Good zone. It's a nice zone to be in.
Yep.
Very nice. I love that. Travion Henderson.
I like that.
Over 10 yards.
I kind of like that. Yep. I like that a lot.
Bubba.
All right. I got the Patriots on the money line, minus 250.
Oh, my God. Look at the odds on this one. Jesus Christ, Bob.
Listen, I need another winner. If I win, I think I've got 3 on the year. I need to get up there. I got the Rams. I took them as a dog. So just to even get these odds to where they're at, I had to throw the Rams in there. Because I went over to UFC and I took some big favorites there too. I got Ty Miller, a minus 450, and Patty the Batty, who's fighting Justin. He's gonna pummel him, so he's minus 235. 25. It pays out 112 and some change. A winner's a winner. It's not a winner yet.
Nope. No, sirree, it's not.
Well, truth be told, I looked at Patty to Batty to throw on my card, and I actually, I as Tyler knows, because I sent him some off the record bets today. Golf is back in the States, boys. So get ready for my bragging rights to come back to some golf plays. But I had a whacked out round, like I just didn't want to get knocked off the pod like Jeff did early, so I stayed away from it. All right, well, it's we'll see what happens with bragging rights. There's some interesting tickets on the board there. I think everybody's alive, but I think I'm going to bet against Bubba's Miller at minus 450 just because I think that's what's going to blow him up.
That would be some shit.
Yep, the biggest odds on the board. So, all right, well, we have football on Sunday, guys. 2 games, and then it gets not quite the sad zone, but a little lull, and then it's the Super Bowl, and it's a bittersweet thing when the Super Bowl comes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a rough stretch, right? I mean, college is done. The NFL is almost done. I like college basketball, but so I'm just we're what, a month from spring training, so this is sort of like a weird area for my fandom as far as sports go. So
one last thing before we sign off from a gambling standpoint, it's just some news that I saw before we hopped on. They sentenced that first guy in that NBA gambling probe or whatever they got. Yeah, 2 years. The guy got 2 years for using insider information.
The prosecution wanted 4, and the judge gave him 2. But again, just to be clear, this isn't one of the
wasn't
players.
A player.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't one of the players. It was just the guy who was in on the inside betting.
Yeah.
But the judge, like, I guess the argument the defense made was the guy has an addiction. Well, who is gambling and doesn't? Like, what? I mean, come on, let's all be fucking serious. That's how you got 2 years out of the 2-year deal instead of a 4-year deal.
He probably, unfortunately for him, he got the wrong judge because this particular judge is a sports fan. So he was insulted that this guy would do what he was doing. You know what I mean? So
anyway, that's just some gambling.
Yeah.
It's not good gambling news, but it's I want.
Tyler, shoot Bubba the Instagram you sent me where that guy clearly points out that you have to gamble.
Yeah.
It's not an addiction.
Yeah.
You're either on a heater and you have to do it, or you're on a losing streak and you're due. Either way, you just should be gambling all the time.
Yeah.
It's day one.
I love
shit.
it. What a great way to close out the show. I love it.
All right. For all the wives listening at home, please stop listening at the 1 hour and 4 minute mark. So, all right, that's going to do it for us. Follow us as always on the socials at Casual Chaos Live. You know what socials are. You know how to find them. You can check out the podcast on Spotify. You can check out the podcast on Apple. on YouTube. You can see videos. You can't find us on Netflix, because there's some guy doing podcasts on there now that's apparently bigger than we are. So maybe Paramount will call. I don't know yet. I'll keep everybody posted. But in the meantime, that's where you can find the pod. I'm Jay Ash for Jeff, Bubba, and producer Tyler. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday and have a good weekend.
Bye,
Stay
everybody.
safe in the weather, people.